Hello friends, this is Tanvi from Radiance Academy and welcome to our YouTube channel Radiance Knowledge Box. Today I am going to tell you about cross-pollination and its agents. So let's begin. So where does cross-pollination occur? Can you guess? That's right, between two flowers. But here they are on different plants of the same species, which means that cross-pollination occurs between two roses, not one rose and one marigold. Otherwise, it will produce the eighth wonder of the world. Let's have a look at the agents now. Not the raw agents, agents of cross-pollination. First are the insects like this cute little bumblebee. Next is the wind which can blow away this cat. तो pollen grains क्या चीज़ है? The last one is water. Wow! We just found out another use of water. That's great, isn't it? You must be thinking, how do insects help in pollination? So let's see. This bee here is our postman who is going to deliver the pollen grains from this flower. So here it goes. With the pollen grains sticking to its body, after a long way, it reaches another flower of the same species. Finally, it has delivered the pollen grains. Good job, Mr. Bee. So again, the pollen grains from the male flower to the female flower. Now let's see how the insect pollinated flowers look like. Wow, so beautiful. They have colored petals to attract the insects, sticky pollen grains which can stick to the body of the insect just like Fevicol का मजबूत जोड़. Do you smell something delicious when your favorite dish is being cooked? It's the same way with these insects. They smell out these flowers and are attracted to them. These flowers also produce nectar, which is tasty cupcakes for these insects. The bee is enjoying its meal. Now let's have a look at the next type of pollination, wind pollination. This is a wind pollinated flower which produces dry pollen grains in a large quantity. Here goes the wind. Swoosh. Now most of the pollen grains fall in all sorts of places and get wasted. But if at least one of them fall on another flower, yay! Mission of pollination is successful. This is a wind pollinated flower. It does not need to look beautiful to attract insects. Thus, it is small and dull colored. They have long anthers for the pollen grains to be blown off easily. The pollen grains are produced in a large quantity. As you know, most of them get wasted. The pollen grains are also light to be easily carried away by the wind. Next is water pollination. Sounds interesting. Let's see. Here, the male flowers, after maturing, get detached and keep floating on water till they finally, after a long voyage, reach the female flower. The pollen grains are transferred and hooray! Pollination is once again successful. This is our water pollinated flower, Vallisneria. These flowers are light so they can be easily floating on water. Can an elephant float on water? No, right? It needs to be light to float. The flowers are also small for the same purpose. Like wind pollinated flowers, water pollinated flowers also produce pollen grains in a large number, as most of them get wasted. Here, the male and female flowers are born on different plants. If you want to learn more about flowers and pollination, keep watching. I'm sure you must have liked this video. So don't forget to like and subscribe our channel. Thank you.